So this session, I'm going to talk about serverless, but serverless is just really great and big world to talk about. So I'm going to focus on the flexibility that it offers to the businesses and developers. This is what I'm going to talk, like a little bit about the benefits and the integration model, and then a quick interactive demo where I hope you all participate and see how we go. So why we are talking about the serverless? And this is the first question that the businesses and, when you introduce serverless to the organizations, they actually ask, why? There are a few reasons, but I'm mostly focused on the flexibility part. So first of all, fast speed to the market is what all the businesses seek for that. Well, it actually improves and helps the competitive advantage for the businesses, which means that this is one of the advantages. They can go faster to the markets in compare to the competitors. And that's really easily provided by using serverless. The reason is you don't need to be worried about setting up the configurations and all these behind the scenes activity that developers have to spend time on that. So you can skip those parts, and that actually saves a lot of time for the teams. Well, when I talk about no configurations and no server, we all know that serverless relies on containers, but just to confirm. And when you hit the APIs, the functions, the container is spinning up and then running your code, and then it's going away. That's just to make sure that we're all on the same boat. Other than that, businesses care about cost as well, obviously. And this, saving cost using serverless helps us increasing their revenue. When I talk about cost, it means that when you don't have that many users hitting your services every day, why you need to pay for long-running virtual machines every day? You just need to make sure that whenever your users need your functions or APIs, they are available. And you only pay for that time. That's a great deal. And some different models you can use, for example, consumption models or different alternatives based on how it works for your businesses. In terms of developers, so they actually love to have flexibility as well. And I think that's the priority for all developers. When you talk about building, deploying, testing, they can actually get a lot of benefits from different tools around serverless, which I'm going to show you. Also, developers can easily pick their language of choice. You used to be C# developers if you want to, write APIs. But nowadays, it doesn't matter. Whatever language you're comfortable, even one solution can be broken down into different languages. So one part is C#, one part is JavaScript, any languages. Of the tools around Azure Functions, especially, I used different serverless providers, but my focus is Azure today. So what you can get from Azure Functions is this core tool. So if you go and install this core tool, you can actually get a lot of benefit from that. I'll show you a quick half demo. So you can, you probably can see, yeah. So this is how you initiate a function. This is how you create a new function. So you just need to know a few commands and then integrate it with your Visual Studio Code, and then you're good to go. You just choose your language, the triggers, the bindings, and it's kind of, it'll look like a wizard that you can set up your functions. Other than that, when you want to test and run your function, probably in the next one. Yeah, here is the body of your function. And here are the triggers, bindings. We are going to more details about this. When you want to start your function and test, you just run this command, function start. Then you get the endpoint on your local and you can test them. For deploy, you can easily deploy them with the all the variables in your local environment as well. So everything is kind of set up to be more flexible and trivial for the developers to test, build, and deploy. Other than these facts, there are a lot of amazing things about integration model. There is a productive programming model in Azure, which basically talks about two things, triggers and bindings, which is really amazing for me, and it makes everything much easier for the developers. When you define a function, triggers is what makes that function to be executed. And the binding is when your function is executed, where the messages, where the output and responses should be passed to. And this is the binding. So you can have kind of automated connection between different functions. And here in the Microsoft site, you can find a list of triggers and bindings. So the Blob Storage can trigger the function. And then, for example, SendGrid can get the message and pass it to the customers. Different variety of examples. Well, I want to show you a little bit more and profound about this integration and triggers. So I start with the demo. Here is NDC last year in Sydney, where we enjoyed a lot. And I'm really interested in IT conferences, especially some in conferences like NDC, which are inclusive, informative, and really amazing and fun. But I could see some people in the conference who were a bit shy and, like introvert. They couldn't really attach to other people, connect, and talk to other people. So I was really feel bad because, I'm extrovert. I could go and talk to anyone and enjoy my time, but some people couldn't really do that. So I was thinking, maybe I need a quick POC and demo and, like application for people who join the conference, scan the application, and then upload their photo, and basically with the intelligence service, like the AI service, we just analyze their face, and then we broadcast that this person with these features comes to the conference. Go and find it. So it's kind of like a game or digital icebreaker to, like talk to other people as well. So I think it's Friday and we need to have fun, especially people who joined from Oslo. They're sleepy. So maybe I show you how this works, and I want you to scan this code, please, with your mobile. Just point it to this scan, and then you will be taken into the website. This is how it works. You just scan it, go to the website, choose the file, take a photo of yourself, and yeah. And then you take a photo, upload the photo, make sure you smile. And after that, you put your name and just say that, are you introvert or extrovert as well? And then you broadcast your attributes and you can see what is the result. So let me actually share the result page with you. Give me a sec. Okay, you can see here.
Look at Jaco with 99% smile. That's a nice one, mate.
That's amazing. Wow, someone has 100% smile. It's amazing. All right, I can see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people could join. I'm not sure if I need to show you the QR code again, but anyways, I use this basically list because I have 4 swags from Microsoft to give away as well. So I will pick 4 people from this list. I don't know who I will pick, maybe someone with the highest small. Let's see how we go. All right, so I'll go back to my slides. Share my keynote. All right. Oops. Cool, you can see that. Yeah, this is the scan if you wanted to try later on. And the photos are going to be uploaded in my Azure account, but every night I have another function to go and wipe out all the images for your privacy. So don't worry about it. So this is how it works behind the scene. Basically, you just choose the file and broadcast your messages. So your file is going to be, the image is going to sit in the Azure Blob Storage, as I just told you. The URL will be back to the browser. And then next step is you broadcast your attributes, where here is the integration and the serverless part. So we will trigger a function which is called face detect. And inside this face detect function, we make a call to a cognitive service, one of the AI face recognition cognitive services. Then this service analyzes the image and it will send back the responses. So now you can use the outbinding feature to broadcast your response via SMS, via email. I used SignalR to broadcast everything to the connected clients. So basically with one function and creating a cognitive service and SignalR service, you could potentially, manage this whole solution. How to create this Azure Cognitive Service? It's just so trivial. I'll show you quickly. So in your Azure portal, you just look for Cognitive Service and you add a new service. Here you have different options, sound like voice or face detection, different things. So I choose face detection. You just allocate some names and subscriptions and these typical configurations, then that's it. You have your cognitive service. So you can go to the keys and endpoint and get your endpoint. In order to create the Azure Functions, it's even easier. I first show you how they actually look inside portal, then I show you how to create them. So inside the function app, you can see the list of functions here. So we have one negotiate to broadcast messages and one face detect function. So you can test your code inside the portal. You can see your code here, and then you can see what integrations you have. So we have integration with SignalR to broadcast the output. And you can see the trigger, which is a typical HTTP webhook. So this is how, and yeah, here is the configuration. So all the configurations that you used inside your local environment, you can ship them easily to the Azure without losing any configuration one. Well, if you want to look at the code, here is the code. So every single function which you write with JavaScript comes with two files, one JSON file, one JS file. The JSON file is just the configurations that you say, this is my trigger, this is my binding. So here you can see the trigger is HTTP and the output binding is SignalR. That's all we need to do. And then inside the code, you basically, this is a typical code to make a call to the function API. So you just get the key of their cognitive service and you save it inside these two variables. Then you tell the cognitive service which parameters I need. Do you need to tell your audience about their gender? Or do you need to tell about their age? Or, like smile? Whatever you need, you actually identify here. And then you just make a call using Ajax or Axios to the endpoint of your cognitive service. And then you will get back the response and you broadcast it to the client customers. You make a call to the event that a client is listening to. So this is how it works. And basically, you can see that, like all the functions is broken down into small functions, like negotiate function, face detect function. If you have more, you actually have more functions. And every single one can be deployed standalone. You don't have to touch every different server, like APIs. Then you only touch one of them. And that's the concept of microservices, obviously. So I have, this is the short session. So this talk was full talk, but I just made it a bit like shorter. So I have lots of details in my weblog about serverless, about SignalR, and I recommend to go and play around. I just put lots of details. So maybe that helps if you want to get started. And obviously lots of resources from Microsoft as well, which you can find it here in the slides. And yeah, I will use the names in the demo that we actually played around and participate, and I will send you the code so you can go and claim your swags as well. And yeah, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this session and have a great day. If you have any questions, please reach out to me.